then. It's a pretty short one.
Alright, well, let's begin. So, we are starting today's session in the aftermath of a huge climactic battle in the city of Mokhul. Well, Curtis has a little bit of a catch-up for us, so Curtis, go ahead, see what notes you've got written down.
So, we commenced with Chester during his battle with Maisie, and then that quickly turns into a conversation with the Avatar, and then a battle with the Avatar on a floating island. We rock up, save the day, as per. I think that was about it, wasn't it? We didn't do much after that, did we? After we killed her? That was a full session kind of thing. Can anyone else remember anything? It was a while ago.
I can, if you want me to continue on.
That's
so
all I've got.
The battle was tough. After a flight upwards, while Maisie and Chester tried to defend the plateau, she mentioned several things in the combat before attacking, saying that her and her friends used to build these floating islands and fly around the world. And she killed you, Makral. You were saved by Elzith's Revivify spell. Afterwards, the island fell and all of you landed safely after Elzith grabbed her corpse and began basically rifling through her body. Afterwards, Laniros organised basically a rescue effort, whereupon he got everyone involved in helping people. You moved north through the orange groves into the Injali Valley, where you first started to rescue people and bring them out, and you also met up with a druid from nearby shrine who mentioned that there was fire everywhere and that she'd been trying to put some out, and it was just everywhere. The streets were chock full of people burnt, hurt, and then there was just smoke and smog everywhere, making it difficult to do anything. We ended the session just as, I believe, Alwyn was heading home, and the rest of you were basically just gathering in the Injali Valley, where people were being gathered basically because the rescue effort that Laniros had gone through. So today's session, we begin where we left off. The entire city is just a billow of black smoke. Above you, sun rays from late summer pierce through black smoke billowing up into the sky. In the east, there's cries of people asking for help, people running by. At one point, near the shrine that you guys are at, a soldier, a brave member of the Yellow Guard compared to the rest, the Hound Guard, has brought in and mustered a good few dozen of people that he's found nearby. He looks hurt. He's got like a bandage over his eye, and then he just nods and heads back into the smog, disappearing from view, obviously to go help more. Owen, as you head south, you see that this area is relatively untouched. There are people in the streets looking northward, wondering what the fuck has happened. But behind you, there are people moving your way with you. Some are limping, some are coughing, some are carrying belongings in wagons. You look to your left and right, and wagons have been upturned, pushed off the road by crowds and throngs of people when this first occurred about half an hour ago. And you realise in the south of the city, heading towards the seaport market where your shop is, that the area is thin with smoke and a sea breeze is blowing it back away. But from where you are, travelling across the bridges, you can see Hunter's Island. Beyond that, the small blue glisten as the sun hits the body of the Tarask floating in the water. You can see that the current is bringing it back towards the Bay of Spears, slowly but surely. As you head towards your shop, the cats are nowhere to be seen, the usual throng of cats. The doors are open and you can see there are kind of half a dozen people milling around it. One of them you recognise as a nearby shopkeeper, Gillard, and he holds a spear and a little pot helmet, and obviously it seems like the city's under attack, and he's rallied himself and a few militia. And as you walk past the market square, he looks at you and nods. "Oh, you're safe, Alwyn. It's alright. Kept the shop lickety split."
Just about after that one. Good to see that you made it as well.
He moves forward and puts one arm under you, because obviously you must look exhausted. limped, hurt, abrasions everywhere, and then carries you into the shop and puts you down on the counter. Immediately begins rifling for a medicine cabinet or ointment or anything.
I'll be okay. Some time is what I need.
Of course, I'll leave you to it. He doesn't ask any questions. Just leaves.
Thank you, as he goes.
He closes the door behind him. You still, as he disappears, Owen, you sit there, taking deep breaths. You realise how badly you smell in that moment. In the scent of the shop, your father's kind of like cologne still lingering slightly in the air with a spicy citrus. You give a sniff and you just smell smoke all over you. And you look down and you see your entire outfit's just spattered with mud and gore.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do something about that at some point, but first he collapses, and that is probably it.
Alright. All in this mid-afternoon kind of heat, you just kind of slumber back onto your bed and fall asleep. The rest of you, all around the Lady Luck Shrine, with gathering throngs of injured people and rescued people heading here from the rest of the valley. What are you all doing?
Well, I did say last time I want to try and find some people who seem like they can take at least temporary command of some things. Make sure that they start organizing more of a rescue effort, but more like sorting out people, those who can help, get them to help, those who need immediate care, get them to cleric or bed or whatever if they need that. Just take charge a little bit, because as you said, the council's no longer here, which is probably a good thing, because they're very fucking useless.
Okay, so as you begin looking around, you do see a dwarf. She's got jet black hair, tied into two plaits that hang down her back. She's wearing a breastplate, and you can see that she's covered in a few wounds, maybe tangled with some of the water elementals that were around here. And she walks up to you, nods. Who are you?
My name is Linaros.
Ah, the diplomat. Hey, Jendel.
Do you wish to speak to me?
Why? Looks around.
Well,
seems we're lacking leadership.
Yes, for a while now.
Where's the rest of the council? Shion. There's a lot of them.
I'm not sure, haven't seen them. Not sure if they have left or perished, but for now, let's assume that in the meantime, we must make decisions by ourselves. If you are unsure what to do, I can guide you.
I do have a brother that lives north of here. I could possibly get people heading that way. He shrugs. I don't know if the Jade Jackal Tower is going to be handled with this amount of people, but they did when the Longinians attacked, so... What about him? She got her chin towards Macra. He looks like a leadership type. Big, what they could respect.
On the battlefield, yes. During these kind of operations, I think, perhaps someone who has their interests at heart might be more beneficial.
Yeah, diplomacy is not really my forte.
She nods. And behind her, a tall, kind of stick-thin elf in a suit, like a Longinian smart man suit, comes up behind her and whispers something to her ear as he leans down, and she goes, "Aye, Rinback, alright." He nods. I'll get in contact with my brother. Start getting people out of here. If we don't move him, this smog's going to choke him.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do about that. But for now, get them out of it.
She nods. And in a loud, booming voice, begins ordering people around. You can tell she's used to it.
Good. That's effective for now.
And as an emissary or a diplomat that knows this, obviously this city, you know who she is and daughter of and sister of, etc., etc. She's part of a minor nobility. And she begins ordering people around.
Yeah,
Alright.
and I'll try and find more people like her, basically.
Yeah.
Because they should stand out, because, there's two kinds of people in a crisis. There's the ones that panic and the ones that start getting annoyed by the people around them that panic and try and get them to not panic. So those are the ones I'll look for. And see what I can organize.
Alright, so, Elsif.
Elsif loots the monolith.
So you're heading back towards the monolith, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin heading that way, pushing and, avoiding crowds of people. Can I have a Constitution saving throw?
The smoke.
Yeah. Right, so you push through, and immediately as you walk past like a shop near the Grand Obelisk, you grab like something off of a clean washing line, dip it in some water, put it around your mouth and nose, and begin pushing further. This place is destruction. You pass by the Spice Market Guild, where you'd originally been at when the building had collapsed, and you remember seeing the Tarask from here, where you were originally attacked. You head northward, and you can see that this area is just rubble. However, there's not many people around.
I assume everyone is just still fleeing here.
Oh, there's no one here, no. And you do begin to see bodies. That's about it.
The obelisk is not on fire, right?
No.
Because it's like indestructible, pretty much.
Not that it's indestructible, it's just Brass never reached there.
Okay. It is pretty tough, though, isn't it? It's like... I thought they can't be destroyed.
No, that's not the case.
I guess the ceiling was broken the last time we were in there. Yeah, Elsif goes in there if it's not on fire.
So you make your way across the river, commandeering one of the rowboats. And as you approach the main entrance of the Moonlit Shield, there's obvious evidence of a destruction in the main corridor. There's acid and fire burns. Like, there's fire burns and black marks, and then there's all that acid pitted marks all on the stonework. And then you walk into the main foyer, and you turn left, and that's where the hidden God King's chamber is, on the left. And then you turn to the right where the foyer is, and you see bodies, child bodies, all across the ground. There is one that's sitting there, leaning against the wall, shield in hand, breathing deep, and you recognise him, a dwarf that was previously in the Moonlit Shield with the rest of them. And he looks up at you, tries to stand and struggles. He's got marks, see that he survived the attack. And he goes, I need help. They were killed.
Or were they? I was gonna check the charred corpses for pulse.
What's wrong with you?
I had a bit of a bad day, you wouldn't understand.
he looks around to the smoke filling the room and the bodies, and he goes, I think I would.
Oh yeah, that was the joke. I guess Elsa throws him her robe of useful items just so I can delete that from my inventory. Just take off the potion. Just take off the potion patches and don't bother me.
Yeah, okay. And he begins heading out, exiting the Moonlit Shield. And you're heading where?
Well, there's a lot of corpses of rich folk, so Elsa's gonna check them all for magic items.
Alright, the first thing you notice is a jeweled gold ring on one of the feminine charred bodies.
Does she look like an old hag?
Kind of, yeah.
God, this is morbid.
Yep.
Oh yes, I knew she would have some magic items, that goddamn hag. Well, what am I putting down?
You are putting a gold ring with an emerald.
Okay, I'm just...
With the what? Sorry, in Brocal.
With an emerald.
Emerald.
Oh man, I wish I could cast detect magic that would make this more quicker. Yeah, Elsa just like looks around.
Alright, make an investigation check. Right, so then you find a necklace The electrum chain is slightly distorted. However, the symbol on it is clearly the head of the Spicers symbol. That is
Okay.
Salim Bakin's personal symbol, and you realise as you lift it up that it's of exquisite craftsmanship, probably worth some money.
Personal symbol of Spices guy. Oh, that's written down.
Then you find the belt buckle of Admiral Kane Chambers.
Oh, that's actually sad. I like the guy. Belt buckle.
Yeah, and as you go to pick it up, it kind of just falls away, like kind of used coal.
Lots of like marks that corpse.
How?
She like what does
Like
she
it's your
have?
territory. Just cock your lag.
And you find the kind of
No,
distorted...
she ties a bit of rope around it so she knows which corpse to maybe revive.
And you find the distorted, kind of bent circlet of Hedrail Morningstar.
I don't need a bed. Circle.
Weirdly, it's just his head. He doesn't have a body.
Oh. I mean, I guess that happens.
Yeah, nearby lays the clay jug that he had been drinking from the moment he died.
Elsa checks if there's still alcohol in there.
No.
Oh. Did this building have a vault?
You weren't there, so you don't know about the... Oh, no, you do. You were there when you took the arcane warheads in. So you remember
that area we know, yeah. I guess she starts it... Like, the building is fine. It doesn't look like it's about to collapse.
No.
So yeah, Alsop just spends the rest of the day going through the chambers of all the
Alright.
officials.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I guess we move Chester and Maisie. What would they be doing?
Well, Chester has a plan, some might argue. And his plan is to start rallying some of the most influential people in the city to his cause. So I'm wagering that he probably would have told Maisie about this. She would have thought it was bollocks, and probably most likely went home to continue honing the baseball card theory. So Chester's probably out and about and campaigning on city streets, handing out flyers. At the top of said flyers, printed on rich creamy vellum, is the acronym SEMEN, and he's trying to rally as many people as possible to the oncoming cause.
Alright, can you make a persuasion check with disadvantage because of the recent disaster?
I certainly can, although Foundry is not enjoying me at the moment. Give me a moment.
I feel like he should have advantage because of the recent disaster. Everyone's motivated to join his cause.
No.
Are you sick of people taking over your homes? Yes, you, good sir. I can see you're disheveled and poor now. Are you angry and unhappy with your lot? Yes, I can see it in your faces, your mud-strewn faces. Some of you are still carrying wounds so fresh that it can be visible from everyone across the market. Join our cause. Fight and protect your lands and the sovereignty of this great nation. And he will... Persuasion.
Alright, 20.
You know who always gets advantage when he's pretending to be Chester? Does that just mean it's a flat roll?
No, it just means it's a straight roll, yeah.
He rolled a 3. Let's just appreciate that for a moment.
Yeah, he rolled a 3 and still got a 20. So...
It's mental.
You do get some attention. You know what? You're like, Curtis is right. It's like, post-disaster cult theory. Everyone seems to flock towards hope. And you're trying to get a crowd, and there are a few soldiers among them.
My name is Chester Decker. Perhaps you've heard of me. And I am here to defend your sovereign nation. Against the impending threat. And he points his hand towards the sky.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have seen this day is a mere wrist slap in comparison to the oncoming carnage. And me, and mine, will be your salvation. Join my cause. And he rifles through some papers quickly. What did I say it was earlier? Give me a moment, good folks. Join the search for extra-dimensional men engaging in naughtiness. And be paid and be safe in the knowledge that you will be defending your nation. The council will have you believe that you are safe. I can tell you, you are not. The likes of those who live in the new, well, he looks over, just to check the state of the moonlit shield, because he hasn't actually seen, he just kind of like cranes his eyes over the horizon. What does it look like?
There's just surrounded by smog and smoke.
The ones who sit buried within the moonlit shield, the council members, I know one of them. They will have you believe that they have got your best interests at heart. I can tell you now that you can join my cause and we can hammer those interests into the people of Nuneria.
You do get a couple of people go, hey, that's Chester, the one in the statue. Yeah, the one that helped kill the God King. Yeah,
I know it's a lot.
Yeah, that one. And they all begin pointing. And
it's suddenly getting very, we're stronger together, like a bundle of sticks. Almost like what the Italians fought
oh my
after
god.
World War I.
You really need to stop watching World War II documentaries.
That was the other documentary about the origins of fascism. That was at uni.
Okay, continuing
I have
on.
the connections, and you have the strength of arm, the passion of will, the sweat of brow to make our safety an eternal reality.
Well, it's worked. You've got there's a few people have walked off, but you've got about maybe 50 or so, some of them soldiers, and some of them are beginning to whisper about like the deeds that obviously are written in your books. Someone says, I heard he killed that Darth Gwendef in Phoebo. And then it moves on to someone else who says, yeah, who is Darth Gwendef anyway? Someone goes, a Phoeboan rebellion. And they go, oh. And then they all begin saying, oh, yes, that one. Isn't he friends with, and then they say, Grildar? You know, the Iron Blood? And it goes on and on like that for maybe 10 minutes.
The fact that Chester hasn't started a cult up until this point is almost more surprising.
Gwendolyn has sacrificed so much to kill this black dragon, and her stupid legacy on the stupid island is that everyone thinks she's evil and dead.
Everyone should have made their character a writer if they wanted the good outcome. I'm just saying that now. They should have started writing books at the start of the campaign. Now the fruits are paying off.
Just all competing. Just every adventure we go on, there's like 5 different retellings of it. It's like Tropic Thunder.
Oh, it's just like the Bible.
Handing out printed flyers that just spout propaganda. Go! Spread this throughout the city, and know that tomorrow, when the dusk sets over the Bay of Shire Dell, I shall meet you all at the steps of the Moonlit Shield, and together we shall become Legion.
Alright. And just so you know, Chester has started a cult before, and it was at Port Phobos.
Oh yeah.
It isn't even like it's the first time you're starting a cult.
That was inadvertently, though, I think. He didn't mean to do that, and then that kind of spiraled out of his control. He also, one more thing, just before he stops, he scans the crowd quickly and looks for the biggest, buffish, dumbest soldier, and the one that looks like he's got a modicum of literacy to him. He just scans the crowd.
Alright, yeah, it's not hard. There's a big hound guard with a wound on his arm, and his arm's bandaged, and there's also nearby what looks like a scribe.
He goes over, he'll go publicly over to the... Behold, you there, good sir, what is your name? And he points to the big soldier.
Me?
Yes, you, good sir.
Ophiria.
A witty man. An intelligent name. Behold! And before he has a chance to even say anything, he'll hold his arm up. Lord Protector, and my right-hand man, in this fight.
On what?
He just waits for the crowd to applause, and if he doesn't, he's just going to hold the game of chicken.
And you hear a couple of people clap, and one part pats him on the back. But what?
And then he goes. Before he can even say anything, he goes over to the nerdy-looking guy. You there, sir? What is your name?
Me?
Yes.
Me? He looks really like awkwardly shy and social.
Don't be shy, sir.
I was named after a noble.
A heroic name, a bold name. Behold! And he holds up his hand this time, and this time he'll do like a minor confetti explosion just to kind of like add to the dramatics of it. Behold! A high overseer, a master of accounts.
Yeah, my name's Grildar.
What? No, you're out. Get out of here. This man clearly has syphilis.
Okay. Wanders off.
We shall work on starting later. But my fellow men, my brethren, do not let me down on tomorrow eve. Appear before the moonlit shield, and we shall do great things.
Alright. Mackerel, is there anything you'd specifically like to do post-battle?
Yeah, I'm just moving my boss quick. 2 secs, sorry.
Okay.
No, I think after he's finished doing these rescue meetings with Laneros, he's probably just going to rest up. During which he will attune to his new pointy stick of knowledge and probably recast the crazy parrot. What was his name? Banana, the lunatic parrot as well.
All right. So as you do summon forth Banana, he lands on your shoulder and leans in and goes, "Hey, there's a lot of corpses around here."
Yeah, I thought I brought you back specifically for that. Yeah. I thought you'd quite enjoy that.
He begins licking his beak. Some of them look really tasty. But you know what? I like them when they're alive. What about your friend over there? Kind of points his wing towards Chester.
If you can take him down.
He don't look too strong.
Go ahead.
You better circling.
Cough up some money before you do it, though, because if he kills you, I'm going to have to pay replace you again.
Yeah, but as he flies down and begins harassing Chester, there's this funny moment as Chester's done this glorious moment on stage. He goes to walk off and he's just attacked by basically a giant pigeon, and he flails about on the stage and in the crowd trying to fight it off. And then, so anything? So you're just going to rest up?
Rest up and tune to the magic stick.
So as you begin spending the hour tuned to the magic stick, we have something for you to roleplay. Second, trying to read them. Read my notes. Yes, okay, so in amongst the ruins, as you begin attuning, near the end of the hour, you begin to kind of fall into a meditative kind of trance. And as you place your hand upon the shaft and you open your eyes, you see Valkyrie. 3 of them lying in a circle, like buzzards waiting for a kill.
Yeah, I don't see Valkyries all want to touch my shaft.
And you feel a cold wind, and as you look around, you feel like you're slightly falling, but you know you're safe. And you see the sea spread around you. Yet you're laying down on an island, a floating island. You look around and you see a tower, and then you see a raven. And as it lands on your shoulder, and you look towards it, confused, it whispers in your ear, "Come! The world throne awaits." And then you wake up and you're attuned to Gungnir.
The world throne.
If you tell me, Curtis, that you've not heard of the world throne, I will fucking ban you from this D&D group. I don't care if Liam has the right to do that. I'll ban you from this D&D group.
I think Macro's had a new objective pop up on his map. A new exclamation mark.
No, you have no idea what it is or where it is or anything like that.
You give me legend lore in this fucking staff. Guess where it's casting now.
Second, let me read it.
Oh my god, Curtis just made a good play. Shit.
Shock and horror.
I'm in awe of his D&D skills.
The absolute awe of this lad's D&D skill.
Alright, so name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of tales, forgotten stories, or secret lore that might not be known. The information you learn will be accurate, but might be couched in figurative language.
So you can't fuck with me, basically. Got to give me the goods.
Are you spending the 5? Oh, you need incense.
Well, I need material opponents if it's through an item.
Ah, there
Didn't
you
think I
go.
would.
Alright, so you begin casting Legend Lore, and focusing on Gung, it begins to float there. And when the spell's completion, what do you say? What are you looking for?
The World Throne.
Alright, so as you think of the World Throne, you get flashing images of a tower on a floating rock. Around it, its walkway is decrepit and old. Nearby, a statue floats, and the statue looks old and pitted, and it rotates as if, like it's an object in space. What you learn is that it is very far north, and as your vision pans out, there is no land within 1,000 miles.
But it's still in this plane.
Yes, and what you learn is that the last bastion of the Netherese. That's all you get.
Last bastion. Okie dokie. Whilst you've got that open, how many things do I get with this spear? Is that a usage of something? I
If you
imagine.
click it, it should be in your spell.
Ah, there it is. I've got it. I'm just going to cast Legend Lore a few times. Basically, this is going to be your fantastic opportunity now to just dump a load of lore onto us. And I feel like this is just like the perfect spell for me when I've missed all of the subtle hints you've been giving us, and the not so subtle hints I've also missed.
So Makar doesn't rest up. He spends, for some reason, the rest of the day becoming the most knowledgeable member of the party.
Yeah.
Not by a long shot. You could spend the next 3 hours telling him lore, and he wouldn't be the most knowledgeable member of the party.
Yeah, but as he's learning this, he's probably like, I should have Linearos here, and I could just verbalise it to him, because when I Chinese whisper this to him in a couple of hours, I'm shagged. Right, how many uses have I got then? So, magic item, so consumption points there, and then max number of charges 50. How much do I recharge?
If you click it, you should just spend it.
Cool. So I've done that once. Oh no, that didn't work. Do I need to click the icon, or what do I click?
Oh, you haven't got it. You haven't clicked. Oh, let me go to your inventory. You need to. Where is it?
Isn't it in my inventory?
Where is it in your inventory?
I don't think it's in my inventory. I think I was just clicking it on from the item thing there, because I'm not going to actually use this as a weapon.
Give me a second.
Okay. Ah, go on here. There it is.
Give me a second. I'm not.
Attunement warning. Can't attune to more than 4 items.
Yeah, but what are you on in tuning?
I shouldn't have that many attuned. I should have Chords, Thundercock.
Wait, you can attune to 4 items, remember?
Yeah,
but the sheet doesn't let you attune to more.
Yeah, but if you just click it, it'll do it.
Chords, Gunyear, Cyrus Wrapping, Crystal Heart, Titan Wraps.
So if you go down to your magical items, when you go to your spell book, and go down.
Yep.
And you'll see they've all appeared.
So you can't attune to more than 4
yeah,
items.
it'll
still let me use it though. That's it. So yeah, there's one then. So has that used up some of the? Yes, it has. Beautiful. And then he'll do it again, and then he will ask for Elder Weapons.
Oh. So you get a knowledge of a huge mounting, a spiral mounting in the south of a small island, and you recognise the island, and you go, oh, that's Capital Island. And then it zooms out and shows you underneath the sea a sleeping titan amidst 1,000 crypts. And then you see another flying, a huge scorpion-like creature with a huge tail, and at the end of the tail is a large burning ruby, and it soars through the skies.
So that one's still actively flying and alive, and then the big monster under the water is sleeping.
You get the idea that the big monster under the city is under the water in the underwater city is the one you killed.
Ah, okay, yeah, because it's not updated.
The mounting, you didn't see it, but you're getting the idea that you're seeing where they were, But then when you go to the third one, you see it alive and well in the present.
Third one. So we saw the sleeping monster under the water. That's the one we killed. Then we got the flying scorpion. What was the third one?
A bunch of spiral mountains near Capital Island.
Right, so that's probably where we need control now. But Spiral Mountains, Capital Island. I'm running that space for notes already.
Yeah.
Right then, I guess we know what we're doing once we've rested up then. Go in and get Macro, the World Throne. No, yeah, I think Elder Weapons maybe slightly more on the knowledge. I guess Macro goes and fires Laneros quick before he actually beds down for the night, and just asks if there's anything else he wants. Legend, loring. And he'll relay the information he's got about the Elder Weapons and the World Throne to him thus far.
Does Laneros want anything else legendary? The Yellow Prince?
Yeah, Yellow Prince probably a good one.
Which one?
Before he does that, then he'll go and ask. So if he gets the Yellow Prince off him, and then he'll go ask.
Or anything related to
My
the
God.
Yellow God, whatever.
Probably go ask Elsef as well, because see if she wants anything Legend Lore as well. So we've got the Yellow King. They will also relay the information, obviously.
They've got Todd. That flag is ridiculous.
Not really right now.
Okay,
It's a strong message Chester wants to send.
It's very strong.
Macro will do the Yellow King then.
Alright, you do the Yellow King, nothing happens.
Ooh, bastard. And on that note, then he'll go. He'll get rested up for the night.
Alright, so I'm assuming everyone gets a long rest. You need it.
Sounds beautiful.
Anything else I found in the ruins?
No. You find, obviously, treasure in the monetary value, as in, furnishings, candelabras.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna steal a candelabra. There was no, sack with gold or anything, yeah?
No, there wasn't. Just a sack of gold sitting around in the palace. Just waiting.
They have their private chambers. I'd assume they keep a purse somewhere.
I guess.
I'm just going to unattune to one of these because it keeps popping up every time I try using it. It's pissing me.
I guess since we do spend a full day, I do identify all the items we got as loot.
Do we spend a full day or we just spend in the evening?
We're spending an evening, but casting the ritual spell 4 times is just an hour, so.
Right, okay. You probably do that as you're resting. Resting doesn't need to be actively sleeping, it just needs to be non-strenuous.
Obviously, you find Starshear, her sword.
Yep, I do attune to that during the rest.
Alright, someone's greedy.
Obviously, I am greedy.
Alright, so.
I just spent the day while the city was burning, looting the building of government.
Yeah, okay, so the belt that she wears is a girdle of God's strength.
We know that's what Macra probably gets.
And the rings is a ring of spell twinning.
Yeah, fucking wizards can fight.
Obviously, you saw that, didn't you, in action when she used it on you several times?
And then there was a second ring, Liam.
It was a ring of 3 wishes. However, there's only 2 left in them. She used 1 to cast Meet Your Shower on the sea.
Ring of 3 wishes isn't attunement, right? Yeah, it's attunement not required.
It's
that goes into my inventory.
Yeah, so note down it's in the item section. You can just copy paste. Note down it's only got 2 wishes left.
Yeah. The next day, Elsif does throw the girdle at Macra and hands Owen the ring of spell twinning. Just fight with Laneros. Which of you gets this?
Can I wear this? with all my other items I've got.
Nice.
It's achievement.
Ugh.
Ugh, it only gives me an extra 5 modifier in my strength. Oh no.
Ugh.
Disastrous.
What was that, Arno?
Disastrous.
Disastrous, is that?
Oh, I thought you said asterisk. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so obviously the spell of the Ring of Spell Twinning is like the spell twin feature from the Sorcerer, but you can only use it 3 times a day. It requires attunement, which I don't think people... I don't know, but it's there. I mean, if somehow Alwyn wants to be super sorcered up with his Aether Cloak, the other sorcerer item, Ring of Spell Twinning, just never run out of meta magic. But, okay, so after a full night's rest, obviously an exhaustion point being taken away, Alwyn feeling a little better. With a new day, the city's smoke is clearing. People are organising into their own kind of boroughs. They're looking after oneself. It looks like for example, the Market District is empty. Avboot Avenue are looking after themselves. Injuly Valley have their own kind of coterie. The Seaport Market, Alwyn seems to be organised. You can see that in the west, where there wasn't much destruction, they're all out helping. But you realise very swiftly, all of you, in the morning, that a lot of people have left, obviously running from the destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Despite seeing so many injured the day before, now today, in the light of a new day, the city looks empty.
Yeah, I'll go and page the actions or whatever you call it of his and see who's taking charge there.
Where, sorry?
Everywhere, basically, in all of the little places where someone is taking up the lead. I want to go and find them and have a chat with them.
Yeah, okay, so you head... The first place is Insley Valley, and you realise that Arntha, a dwarf of the Coal Shield family, has taken kind of charge there. The Ironbloods have taken there. That's not difficult, and it seems like him and his family are always willing to do what's best. In the west, you find in Newtown a very disturbing leader. A man kind of clothed in white and gold, his hood up, and as you go to speak to him, he kind of moves awkwardly, as if he's got a limp, but obviously a really drastic limp. A big Minotaur guards him, like a bodyguard, and this individual rules over what looks like Newtown, and a lot of the people there are Longinian, and they all rally behind him. And as he approaches, he does begin to say he's there to help these people here. He has a very criminal look to him, criminal feel, if you know what I mean. You can tell that the people around him are all thugs and criminals, but it looks like he's a community leader. Like, people around know him, and they've kind of flocked there. He introduces himself as Elijah.
It's good to meet you, Elijah.
Yes.
What do you make of all this, then?
He looks around. Just daily life in Mokhul.
Disappointing. Thought you might view this as an opportunity.
You don't really see his face, but you feel like a narrowing of eyes, and then no opportunity here. Clacks as he moves, almost like wood hitting wood. Just here to help these people around.
Well,
you are
very
an
well.
emissary, are you not?
But I am. I would invite you to speak freely and not put up this farce.
I will do what I can to help. as you can see, and he indicates with an arm, and you see the cloth goes with it, and you see a brief look of bandages beneath the robes as he points towards you. He goes, "We have destruction of ourselves. The Cuson is untreadable. I will fix it. We will get trade moving again. Especially before the new army arrives." They said, daily life in Mokhul. It's war. It's destruction.
To an extent. Can I come visit you a bit later?
He shrugs with a clack. Bruce nods. "Yeah. We're at the Bastard's Blade. Whenever you need it."
Very well. Meanwhile, think of some things that you don't have here which you might need from elsewhere. I'll see what I can arrange.
Okay. Yeah. Bruce scratches his cheek. Elijah nods. Quiet. Doesn't seem to want to speak much.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, off to the next one.
Yeah, you head towards Basudare, where you see it's very obvious that it's a coven of hags.
Question, could you put us on the city map for the
Yeah.
time? Thank you.
Yeah, it's very obvious that you come across, they don't hide it, that there's a coven of hags in the Lake of Fetu that hold a religious symbol in this area. You see everyone here kind of lives near the swamp of Fetu, and they're all different type of breed of people here, and they're tough, wiry, hard labourers. And as you approach, the three of them speak in tandem, and it gets really, like, not tandem, in like a unison, and it gets very kind of tiresome to listen to them.
It's very Witcher 3.
Yeah,
Also.
like but they're not, when they don't give off a very, like an evil aura when you speak to them. Looks like they're looking after the people here, and it looks like they're, like the witch of the village. They're like the witch of the village. People go to them for like religious advice, for like medicine and stuff like that, and they do agree. Need it? They'll help.
Yes, good. Now, I can imagine that, no offense, it's not really your thing to come to discussion with a lot of people from elsewhere. So, do you have someone that would be willing to relay messages for you, present your interests?
As in all three unison, like they begin to speak. "We have ways of transporting messages magical."
Yes, I understand that. However, without someone being present, you'll find that usually in a discussion you get left out.
We always do.
Exactly, and so to prevent that, we need to find some way of making sure that doesn't happen. Would you be willing to perhaps invite people here to talk every now and then?
They nod, all at the same time.
Well, that's a unanimous vote. It's nice. I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
cheers.
but I'm laughing the fact that Alex said Macra is looking a bit rough post-resurrection. I didn't understand what she was talking about. But then I remembered I'd put your old man picture over your fucking profile.
Alright, well, I'll just keep doing that. And we don't have to roleplay through all of it if you don't want to, unless there's something where you think it'll add something, because I don't want to spend 20 minutes roleplaying with people I'll might not speak to again and hold up the rest of the group. But I'm going to basically find new council members.
Oh god, did you just maybe put Elijah Albury in the council?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy
he's gone full circle, hasn't he?
Holy shit. I knew his time would come.
He's died on episode 1 and here he comes.
He's also inherently a bastard as well.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a typical... If you put him as your master of coin, anyone that gets in the way would be assassinated.
Yeah, he's... Oh my god, he's awful.
Like a Glockter character, but even less of a moral compass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, what I'm intending on doing, just so you know, if you want to appoint people to their positions later, is not to give them their favorite positions, because then they're just going to bicker over their own that kind of thing. So I want to make them all think about what they're not used to thinking about, and that way needing to rely on each other's help to get stuff done, because they'll need to build a community again if they're going to survive it all.
Yep.
I like it. So you're making him master of ships then?
Yeah, or master of agriculture or something, Some of these, like, you can't really
Master of
assassinate people
puppets.
over a farm. I mean, I guess you can.
The master of puppets, brilliant.
Oh no.
Alright, so
Looking a bit rough indeed.
as that's going on, I mean, we can take some downtime here if that's what the group wants. Maybe a week or so. So to get stuff done, basically.
Definitely not a week, because we've got shit to be doing. It depends how desperate Orwin is for a week of rest or not, but I feel like heading off to find elder weapons and shit needs to be kind of as soon as we can get going. We get going. I think we've learned a lesson from hanging around and waiting for shit to get done when the fucking Tarask attacked the city. We probably should have been slightly more proactive on hunting her down, but there you go. Oh, proper is.
It's a shame that I don't have your camera on, because that would definitely have been funny to have recorded.
Yeah, you'd have had a good viral.
For those who can't see him, he knelt down to pick something up and then came back up and smacked his
dropped
head.
his glass, I think.
Yeah, and then
Right?
smacked his head on the
Yeah, drop my
desk.
fucking coins.
Good. Alright. What was that, Rocket? You were in the middle of saying something?
Oh, I just said he doesn't need a week. 2 or 3 days would do.
Sweetness, 2 and 3 days. Macro really is a plan. If everyone's up for it, we go and hunt down this Spiral Mountains.
Okay, so
Macra,
Yeah.
so she used the World Throne to awaken these things.
Right.
Why do you want to kill them individually instead of seeking out the World Throne and maybe just turning them off?
Are we sure she actually used the World Throne? Because I thought if there were the World Throne, she'd been able to control all of them. Whereas I thought she's just gone to that one and you'd have to control them individually first. Or do you reckon we can just go straight to the World Throne?
I feel like it was implied that she used the World Throne.
Did I get that from a legend or from any other context clues?
from the World Throne, it didn't tell you what it seemed to you like a name.
Like a what, sorry?
Like just a name, like the name of the Bastion. Yeah. You didn't get the feel that there actually genuinely was a throne. You just feel like that might be the seat of the Nephiri's power when they were in power.
Just like the seat of power is a city and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did I determine that was where we control these beasties from, or do we need to go to the beasties to control them?
With Legend Lore, you got an idea that the blue Tarask was dead, and that the yellow Tarask was dead as well.
And only the flying thing is left.
You got the idea that only the flying thing was left. You saw,
what do you reckon then?
You saw them in your mind's eye what they were once, like sleeping beneath the waves. As
when did
part
the
of
other
the
Tarask die then? Did we not? Did I get that from the Legend Lore?
No.
Probably the God King's doing it at some point, I imagine. So then, for this flying thing, then do I reckon I need to go to the World Throne to take over all the
You have no idea. You saw it flying through the sky.
Here's the thing, Macra. My professional opinion. The blue Tarask has already killed everyone that was allied with us at any point. So the only people the red one can kill are people that don't like us. There really isn't any reason for us to take care of this thing quickly.
We're not taking care of it.
Because
Let's see if we could commit it to our cause, like have it on our side.
Can I just make a point that just because you don't like people doesn't mean that it's a good thing they die?
I'm just saying that if this thing, comes across the people that are commandeering a massive fleet here into this destroyed town, good for us?
Yes, and if they come across any other random town and completely wreck all of its inhabitants...
I mean, equal chance, but that one doesn't really, lessen the situation. So really, the only options are, it destroys our enemies, good for us. It destroys people I don't know, whatever. Or it destroys the rest of this town, which it's not particularly useful as it is, so what's it to me? So I say we go to the World Throne. Maybe we can turn it off. Maybe we control it. Can't control it if it's dead.
Right, yeah. I'm in agreement that we don't kill it, because killing it seems silly. Especially if we've not tried to control it at least first, because obviously it's going to be quite useful against this Yellow King.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I'm just not with you on the why.
I mean, we can add to that. We had an army on our side at some point. Now we don't. So really, we should find another thing to be on our side when the literal god comes down.
Yeah. Well, right, okay, we'll do the World Phone first then, see if we can figure out how to control it from there. If not, then we'll go to the thing and see if we can figure out if we control it in person next to it. But the World Throne does make more sense to visit first.
As you guys are having this conversation nearby, like, you know, I'm assuming you'd be doing it in the Moonlit Shield, like, being that it's like a place...
Yeah, we've, like, slightly put the corpses to the side.
Yeah, it's kind of like our digs now, isn't it?
They weren't...
The charred corpses.
You weren't the only ones that survived in the Moonlit Shield. The usual servants of the palace have gone about burial, and, you know, clerics have arrived. The city's slowly returning to normal. However, there is small... as you're having a chat, you do hear something peculiar as the day draws on. Outside the Moonlit Shield, you're hearing chants of Seaman, Seaman, Seaman.
I hate everything about Chester's character. There's no redeeming qualities about Chester's character. Okay, he heals us. That's a one redeeming factor Chester's character has. Everything else about it, I hate with a fiery passion.
Let me add another positive outcome to the third Tarask. It kills all of these people.
How many people have arrived? Is this the rally?
It's about 400 people.
That is incredible. And can they hear Chester's big speech that is happening over the top? I'm presuming that...
Chester, roll a perception check as you look over the crowd of people.
Excuse me, I'm having real trouble with Foundry. I'm back in. A perception check, yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so, you know, like when you're at a concert and there's there's someone always that's got like a massive blown up beach ball and it's coming from the back of the crowd to the front. As you begin to address the crowd, you see there's like something like that, like a big ball shaped something coming from behind, and the crowd are slowly moving it towards you.
He pays it no mind. He's flanked by his new seaman flags. Brethren, you have heard and rallied to the call. Together, we can fill this political void with safety, prosperity, and strength. The council have failed you, and now is a chance to take what is rightfully your property and defend our borders with safety, solidarity, and strength. Some will whine. I can hear it now. We must do things properly and elect proper council members, they'll say. But we shall not. Because they are not of our kin. They have not been in the trenches. They have not fought the face of evil as we have such. Join me on the front lines. Join me. And together, we can ensure this city's prosperity.
I hear this as well, right, when going there.
Oh, yeah, and slowly as the speech goes on, you realise, Chester, it's your head. Like, it's what remains of the statue is being, like, kind of, like, juggled around the crowd as they cheer. And there's just screams of, Chester, Seaman, Chester, Seaman.
Yes. Use the icons of our city. Use the icons of your leaders.
Down with the council!
Is Laniros there?
Oh, he definitely could see us out the window. All of the rest of the party can, for sure.
Yeah, at this point I'll start flying over and, like, bringing the council members here.
Ah, here he is, the man of the hour.
Yeah, as they land, there's, like, Elijah, like, there's the Ironbloods, and there's the three hags with their hoods up. They've got disguise self-spells on them, by the way. They all kind of look like homely, kind of midwife women. Like, they all look like they could easily kind of deliver a baby or, like, be treating you with surgery, you know. They look like medicine women, for sure.
And with this, I would like to present to you our latest council member, Chester. Come on in, Chester, and I'll
Oh my god, have an inspiration. That was fantastic.
Incredible.
Go on, Chester.
Chester genuinely looks like down, he like kind of like turns. Fuck me, mate. What are you trying to do? And then turns back to the crowd with a massive shit-eating grin. Ah, you see, my friends. They have bowed to our political will. We have now a collective people's seat.
There's a silence. And one person goes, "That's Elijah," and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, the proprietor of Bastard's Blade. We like him. Elijah on the council."
Who the fuck's this guy?
And some of the people have recognised the Covenant Fetu, and they're like, "Oh, she delivered my son." And then another one goes, "She cured my syphilis." There's like lots of kind of shouting going up, and your statue of your head drops from the crowd, and you hear a crack.
I hope you get more syphilis.
He just like again turns back to Lineros and whatever magnification he's using, he just stops it for a second. Lineros, you're ruining it.
Crucify the council members.
Look, Chester, you can have your people seat on the council if you want to stay here and present this bunch of groupies. That's what gets you going, then I'm not going to argue. We'll just make sure that she knows as well.
Burn Chester's house down.
Right you are. Give me a moment, will you please?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you'll need more than a moment to explain all this to Maisie.
I tell you what. Let's cut a little bargain, shall we? Look, she's at home at the moment, and she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to be dragged into all this mess. Good Lineros, old old pal. So how about I just stand this little rabble? I take your seat, and all is to pip, as they say. What say you?
Well, now shrugs, and just walks off to the council chambers, as you will.
Our little secret. People, you have won a decisive victory today. The Brethren of the search for extra-dimensional men engaging in naughtiness has reached its political pinnacle. I will be your representative as the people's seat on this council. Go now and make Uneria great again.
There's a dispersing of the crowd, but there's some that remain, and Chester, you see some looks. Like, you don't like what you see. Somehow, Chester, you feel like you formed some sort of weird underground movement, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Yes, well, meeting's over. And Chester, clicks his heels, turns, and walks into the moonlit shield as well.
Okay. Alright, okay, so, anything else?
I guess it makes sense that Chester's done it. Like, you've got, the three oligarchs there that are, the official ones. And then Chester's seat's going to just kind of, end up being an elected position, I imagine. Because Chester's going to fuck off. You're going to have this group of, obsessed, it's right, Chester's one of us is going to have to step up and take his place. And then that could just be, the elected position each time.
Not so good.
I assume there'll be a few more, right? We didn't go through it, but I'm sure there's going to be a few more council members from the other.
Yeah,
probably need one from Shiredale and shit, if any of Shiredale still exists.
Yeah, so that will happen, obviously, over downtime. It's going to take a while to organise. But there are a bunch of the Farmers Guild that originally weren't slain and were not in town, that were already part of the council, that could easily retake their positions. There are some of the matriarchs that survived the attack as well. Chion and her sons were killed during the attack, therefore nearly effectively wiping out the God King's Japu bloodline.
Yeah, I'll explain to anyone that was previously on the council that I won't personally be taking a seat either after, the initial setting everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But then I won't want anyone who was previously on the council now either, due to, political favoritism and stuff in the old system that needs to go away, and they just need a fresh start.
Yeah. You also, with some research, find that Hedra Morningstar has related family in the west that are part of a elvish royal line. But there's you quickly find out that the land that they belong to doesn't really exist anymore. With a quick message for people, you realise that the city they once lived in is all Capula is nothing but like a void state now.
Alright.
I like to link that. I like that Elzef and actual Macra about 10 sessions ago actually met them, but didn't actually do anything about it. Like they just saw them and had a chat with them and told them about Dolaf, and then that was it. Like that's quite a link. Because I don't know if you guys realise, genealogically, Hedra Morningstar was related to Arlie Aiden. Therefore related to Dolaf. Hedra Morningstar descended from Haydaf Morningstar, the first fire soul, whose son was Arlie Aiden's grandfather. Yeah. It's confusing, but yeah. But distantly, we're talking 400 years ago because of the Elvish line,
Alright.
I think this is what I wrote it. I wrote actually in my notes. So also, Arlie Aiden's grandfather on father's side. So Hedra is related to Arlie Aiden. That's what I wrote in my notes, because I couldn't be able to work out how he was related, because it just got complicated.
Alright, well, I'll go around trying to organize, not exactly a point because it's not my place, but trying to organize people into positions and explain my idea of how this will force them into some form of cooperation, even though it might be an uneasy alliance for a while. At least it'll get that done. So, I want to put I don't know, as an example, the Coven of Hags in charge of hospitality. That sort of stuff where they just need to be dragged out of their comfort zone, so they don't immediately get up to their old habits, which might not be healthy.
Yeah, by talking to any members of the citizens, these hags are nowhere near what you'd expect. Or green hags.
You've got a lot of evil creatures in your campaign, though, that are quite well behaved, though, haven't you? So, makes sense.
And you've been from the Fae. You know what they can be like.
Yeah.
They showed none of the spite, none of the jealousy. Looks like they are a bit greedy, as in material wealth. But it looks like they've collected a vast kind of supply of trinkets from people in exchange for their services. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if they could trade favors in a fair way, people are willing to pay it, and they're part of the economy, no problem.
All right,
so that'll be me until Alwyn's recovered. Basically, I'll just be going around appointing people. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to stay on as an advisor to the council, so that any of the people on the council can contact me and ask for advice, but not be involved in the actual politics of what happens here. It's not my city, after all.
My mate in Shiredale. I guess Macro goes and visits Shiredale during this downtime as well, see what's left of his fucking investment.
Well, let's just say the Tarask literally climbed through it, so there's not much left at all. However, there are people going about placing up tents, in makeshift lean-tos. Not looking great.
Grim. Is my mate still alive?
Alright, you gonna ask around?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you ask
I imagine I'd probably see him, to be fair, because he'd probably be leading a lot of stuff, wouldn't he?
You don't see him.
Yeah, shit. What about his missus?
You don't see her either.
Yeah, they're dead then. Brilliant. Of the ambled group of them that are left, does anyone seem like they're taking charge in any form, or is it all too scattered?
It's too scattered, and what happens is, as you approach, normally you'd get, hey, it's the sheriff, and nobody's really paying attention to you.
Yeah, they've got more shit on the mind, it looks like. I guess Macro tries best to bundle them together, get them all into some group and some into some coordination. See if a natural leader pops up from it, and then suggest them to be a part of the council as well, if we can. But I imagine there might be that few of them, and it's going to be kind of like after the Black Plague, I imagine, where the economy is that desperate for labour that even like the lowliest peasants like these are suddenly like a lot more valuable, like their labour's worth a lot more all of a sudden, because there's no one else to do the jobs. So I imagine Shardell might fade away now, wash away into the ocean as they integrate into the rest of the society.
That's actually very astute of you, which was very peculiar.
Economics, mate, my shit. Anything else? No
Alright,
fucking
so
chance.
we've had that all that. Alwyn, I'm assuming you were at the meeting and that, or did you just rest all day?
Just rested.
Alright, cool. Shall we skip ahead till when Alwyn's...
Elsa has a chat with Chester.
Oh, here we go.
Can I go for a wee during this chat with Chester?
Yeah, I
and
was
get some
gonna...
ice
Yeah,
cream?
okay.
Sweet.
During at some point, the couple of days resting, he's gonna pop out to do some shopping.
And during those days, you do get the free scrolls of non-detection brought to you.
Oh, he brings them over, does he?
Yeah, like rides a mule down to you and he goes, bad business this, and then just kind of like gives you the scrolls and then heads off.
Yeah.
Alright, in Elzef and Chester's chat?
Yes, Chester.
Ah, good Elsa. Come in.
Thank you. I'll cut to the... I think Laneros is too much of a good person. Rebuilding all of this just to have them fucked again in like 2 weeks. Why bother?
An interesting concept. So they absorb and then take ultimate responsibility.
Yeah, we were just restoring old Mokhul, basically. Put the God King's kid or whatever in charge. Say we're really sorry about killing his daddy. Though I do think we should downplay the note that we did that.
Yes, we just say sorry for his loss. Yes.
And bam, new ally against the giant army in the desert.
Occupied city that ultimately prospers from what is now the superior empire, economically and stability-wise.
I personally think we're doing a good thing, you know.
And if so, how would you go about swinging this past the old white wizard?
Oh, I just want you to know to broach this idea with me so that I'm not against Neros and his boy wizard friend again.
Well,
to have Makra act as the ultimate tiebreaker and he's a wildcard.
I don't know if you know, but I now have a seat on the council.
I do know that you have the seat of the council, and I do think you should suggest in the next council meeting that maybe it is time to end hostilities and restore the empire.
The will of the people, as it were.
To be honest, they were far better off on the God King, weren't they? Less trouble, no Tarask attacks. I think it's a good thing, really.
Very true. We have fucked things up, haven't we?
Yeah. I
Very well.
don't want to do a big I told you so, but I did say kill the bitch in the chamber. What if
I
some
shall-
fishes?
Very true. Very true. I shall don my best finery at the next meeting and potentially pitch your idea. And what if they say no? Rhaenyros can be a terribly stubborn old mule.
Well, he did abdicate all power to the council, didn't he? So really, you just got to convince the council.
Yes. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to him. Potentially, if I'd taken power with my original plan of cooing, we'd be in a better spot for this kind of jiggery-pokery.
Yes. Well, then, good talk, Chester. I'll be at the council meeting to see how it goes.
Right you are. I can count on your support, right? Vote,
Oh, yes.
Chester.
I don't think I get to vote, but yes.
Vote subservitude to a neighboring city. Yes, that'll be the slogan. He starts walking off and writing notes.
I feel like you could come up with a better slogan. What else of
Subservience, then.
I don't even know where Elsef goes to sleep. Is the nice tavern still open?
What?
The nice tavern burned down.
The nice tavern burned down.
I did, I'm afraid.
Oh,
That's
I
like
just guessed that.
that's like a lot of. Is there boats still in the harbor that aren't broken?
There are some Longinian boats, but they're settling down to go. Basically, they're like fucking off.
Oh, also reports where the corpse of the admiral is.
Yeah, they know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do know. That's probably why they're heading off.
Do any of them know where the fuck Elsev's clone is?
Somewhere on the high seas, probably. They don't actually know. It's so funny that the clone could mature and you could have, if you die, you could be anywhere in the world. You said Atlantia, but you know.
They'll get there eventually. Depends on how long it is in transit, right?
Yeah.
I did put like 500 gold pieces in there. I hope that's enough for the fare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Elsif just goes sleep away from the refugees somewhere.
Alright, so I guess we have another night's rest and another exhaustion point from Allwyn taken away. We're going to have a quick 5-minute break there.